Sekou Style. This is your man Sekou Kesley. You already know, man. Today we're gonna be talking about something cool, something that is solution. You know, one of the solutions to many of our problems. You know, I always talk about Africa, African problems, but you know, today we want to talk about some of the solutions or potential solutions, right? Because I mean, the continent is so vast. We don't have a single solution, and there will never be a single solution to everything. Yes, we have myriads of issues, and so do we have myriad of solutions, various solutions that could fit certain things. But today we're going to be talking about none other but, are you ready? Now you're not ready yet. Before we talk about what we're going to talk about, you know what to do. You need to subscribe to this channel, all right? Now please subscribe. For those of you who are already here, you know, family, please like and comment so we can keep on creating more videos. All right, that being said, let's get back to our topic. Today our topic is none other but value addition. All right, we're going to be talking about value addition, how that's going to be a solution to some of the issues that Africa is facing. Now, when I talk about value addition, what is value addition? You know, that's what comes to mind. And keep in mind, we're going to keep it simple here. We keep it simple. We keep things simple. You could do further research to, you know, support your own thought. But what is value addition? Value addition is none other but you being able to take something and add value to it, right? For instance, when it comes to Africa, many times we look at our natural resources, right? Raw material. For instance, if Sekou has one potato, right? Sweet potato, the African raw sweet potato, right? He takes the potato, clean it, wash it up, go and fry the potato. Now that he is frying the potato, he puts the potato in a little bag and seal it and put a label on it and say, Sekou Kesley potatoes, whatever. And bang, the potato start being sold on the market. Because Sekou is now adding more value to the potato. It's just not the raw potato anymore, but he is taking the potato, chopping it up, put it in the bag, add a label to it, makes it better. Instead of you just getting a raw potato and eating it, now he's adding a value to the potato. Now you could save the potato for later on. It becomes a potato chips, right? So, value addition. How can Africa use this concept, this banal concept, right, to take herself further? Now, when I talk about Africa here, we're not talking about some African countries that are already doing this. Some are striving to even do better. But many sub-Saharan African countries are still struggling. There are, again, a lot of reasons why they are struggling to this, but it's doable. And this should be a priority to almost all African leaders, all sub-Saharan African leaders. How can we create value addition for all the vast natural resources that we have, right? Talking about gold, diamond, timber, you name it, copper. Again, it goes on, right? I don't even know all the natural resources we have around the continent, right? But we have plenty. How can we add value to these? Right now, as it is really Western countries are benefiting. Western business organizations are benefiting from the lack of value addition. And they really don't even, it's not in their interest to advocate that African countries start doing value addition, because their companies are coming in, grabbing the natural resources, like oil for instance, taking the crude oil out of the ground, goes to Europe, refine it, bring it back into Africa and sell it for more. Nigeria is a classic example. Angola is another example. Gabon is another example. African countries have oil, but yet the continent, people are always crying about oil. My country, Liberia for instance, oil prices are cheaper in the United States than they are in Liberia when you do comparison. Why? The continent, you know, we have Nigeria, has a lot of oil. But yet, we don't have refineries in Nigeria owned by Nigerians, right? Angola is the same thing. You could name more African countries all in similar situation. Why can we not add value to our own natural resources so that people can own these natural resources? But yet, do allow the West and their multinational organizations, these businesses, right, to come and take what belongs to us, add value to it, and sell it back to us in premium prices. You know, when they're taking it, we're giving it to them that cheap, like the potato example that I gave you. Raw. They will take it, comes fried, you know, fix things up and send it back to us. Another example is the cocoa industry. Billions of dollar industry. Number one producer of cocoa, guess what? Is in Africa, West Africa, Ghana and Ivory Coast. Those two countries are the number one, you know, in terms of country that produce the best cocoa, right? But guess what? Ghanaians, farmers are not benefiting. Ivorians are not benefiting. Why? Because we're not adding value to the cocoa. We only export the raw material. You go to France and all the other countries, they take these things, fine processes and everything, and sell it back to the global market for a higher price. They make billions of dollars while our poor African farmers are struggling, dying for because of common diseases, right? And because they don't have the means to, you know, save themselves. Some of them are living below $5 or $2 a day or $1 a day, right? So because we are not adding value to what we have. So this concept of value addition is something that Africans will really, really need to take it seriously. At first, it's gonna sound like it's gonna hurt us, or it might appear like it's hurting us, because anytime, keep in mind, the West and these organizations, business organizations, are benefiting from this. So it's not in their interest to allow African countries to add value to their natural resources, to their, you know, things that they produce, things that are produced in African countries. It's not in their interest. Hence, any attempt for us to try to control the narrative, for us to try to control this concept, like we need to add value to our product before we export them, before we put them in the market. We want for people to come here and build companies here. How China went up. People went to China and built company or encouraged, you know, businesses and stuff like that. Why they go in there and added value, create value in their economy. Africans need to start doing the same thing. But with Africa, it's gonna be tough because the Europeans, especially France and like other countries in Europe, and the Americans also, were always there, like just pretty much on choking Africans, so, you know, metaphorically, right? The economies, because they won't allow these things to happen. Because if it happens, what's gonna happen is Africa will start gaining and start, you know, cushioning everything that they do in the region. So they're not gonna allow that. And at first, when Africans try to do that, they're gonna try to cut the fundings, the supposedly funding that they're giving to help African countries out. But any African country that is willing to do these value additions, they're gonna benefit in the long run. At first, they're gonna hit you with everything that they have because you're taking away their eating spot, right? So it's one of the solutions that it's a hard pill to swallow. It seems simple. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna add value to our stuff. We're gonna refine, but they will tell you, no, you don't have the money, you don't have the capacity, you don't have the this, you don't have the that. But if you guys have the money, why should I send it to you instead of why not fix it in my country so we could distribute it to you when it's refined, right? So we need to switch the narrative and change the mindset and say, yeah, we're willing to lose money now in order for us to make money later. Because also when it comes to value addition, what's gonna happen is they'll tell you, oh, if we have to open a refinery in your country for oil, for instance, oh, you're gonna cost this, you're gonna cost that, so you're gonna be in this amount of debt. But instead, if we just come and buy it from you, you could have that money, we'll take the stuff, we'll fix the little roads that we're using, the ocean, whatever, we'll pay for those taxes, you guys will have that money. So, we just take our product. You agree? But if you say, no, let's take the loan now to fix the refinery in our countries. Let's take the loan now, or let's take whatever arrangement it is, but the agreement must be that it's fixed in our country, and our people could be part of that. They must be taught how to operate and put process in place. When these things start getting done, in the long run, African countries will start gaining. But until we do that, we really think about value addition and forgo this short-term aid, short-term loan, short-term fixes. The long-term fix is the value addition. That's what we need to focus on. Focus on how can we add value. Because when we create these value addition processing places and all these companies and all these things are created in our countries, it add value to our country themselves, the citizens. We create more smarter citizens. We have more money to spend on empowering things. But as long as we are running after this little money, value addition not gonna be added. People will keep coming to Africa, taking the resources out, the raw material out, refine it and sell it back to us in premium. So today, let's talk about value addition. Hey, if you like what I'm discussing, make some comments, man. Let's add some value to this YouTube channel as well, all right? So Africa, this is one of the number one solutions really to our problem. We need to add value to our natural resources. By doing so, in extension, we'll be adding value to ourselves as people of the continent. Hence, value addition is the way to go. So if you're member of this show, you already know, man. Make some comment. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.